151, we need to have words. I mean, what on earth is going? That's right. If you've been living under a rock, probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But for everyone else, yes, 151 is skyrocketing in price. And it all seems to happen in the last month. And we'll get into the actual sort of details and figures, etc., what's going on. But I just want to have a brief chat initially of just 151 in general, what it means for sort of Scarlet and Violet era, if it is just 151 as a unique set, or is there more to this and what is going on. So we all knew when 151 came out, it was going to be an amazing set and the nostalgia part of it. And it has been, still is, potentially will be the best performing set of the Scarlet and Violet era. Why is that? Well, it mainly is the nostalgia, right? It's the original 151 Pokemon. A set like this hasn't been printed in like forever. And with people coming back into the hobby for like the first time in the Scarlet and Violet era, partly due to COVID and partly just because it's that age range where people like myself who had the cards originally now get a chance to buy them as an adult because, well, I can afford it, kind of. So there's that. And then when you look at the cards themselves, well, the Charizard Secret Art Rare is an amazing card. It's amazing artwork. So naturally, it's going to have a premium to it. It's always going to be around the £100, $100 price points. There's always been this question is it going to be short printed? Is it going to be reprinted, restocked, etc.? We've already kind of seen that. And that and the way Pokemon is at the moment in the market, it just seems very high. Everyone seems on it. There seems to be more people investing in Pokemon. Yeah, 151 just seems to be the hot topic at the moment. One thing I will say before we get into the actual figures and the actual cards and the prices and the interesting bits that's happened in the last month as such, I just want to say, everyone don't panic. I'm not going to say all these prices are going to come down. I don't think they will come down necessarily. The floor might have been raised, whereas the floor of some cards might have been here. When the cards come back down, the floor will always be here. And that's just the world we live in at the moment. Unless some massive restock and reprint happens, and I'm talking absolutely massive and plummets everything. And I just don't see that happen. That being said, however, booster bundles seem to be coming into like random drops. So on the Pokemon Center, they did a bit where you could buy one or two, and that's happened a couple of times. I've seen some UK stores, so for example, Smith's Toys, have a thing on their website. If you go onto the 151 booster bundle, it says expected 2nd of November. There's a chance that we are actually going to get more of these. And that's just the booster bundles. Are we going to get more of, say, the poster boxes, the binder boxes, which have also skyrocketed in price? You've got the ETBs, which have gone up in price. And yet Costco, both in the UK and US and maybe other places, had them with the tins, right? In that thing. And the Crown Zenith, obviously. Crown Zenith didn't do that well out of it. But you had the 151 ETBs. The 151 Pokemon Center ETBs. Now that's probably the one where, that will keep going up in price. And I think you've missed the ball on that one. So I personally wouldn't want to spend like $200 because that's where it's getting to at the moment. But I also don't think 151 is going to stay as high as it is. It will come down. So obviously that's my personal opinion. It's not investing advice as such, but definitely want to put that out there. I wouldn't just panic all of a sudden. There's a lot of price action that happened with 151 as a set. But like I said, I do not believe that to be all and end all. Obviously, it's coming to Christmas as well, so a lot of money is going to be coming into toys, including Pokemon, into next year when the new sets come out. Obviously, we've still got Surging Spots come out this year. As of recording this video, of course, who knows, Surging Spots might be out by the time you look at this video. We've got the Team Rocket and the sort of Gym Hero type sets coming out next year, so that all of a sudden, 151 might not be on everyone's radar, might not be the set everyone wants from Scarlet and Violet. So in time, we'll see what happens. So I just want to make sure people aren't panicking about 151. Have you missed a boat on some bits and pieces potentially? Going to sort of the Charizard card in literally like a second, but I do believe that will come down in price. So yeah, people don't panic. Price has just done what it's done, and we'll go into that now because I'll show you what is happening because it is kind of crazy just how quickly some of these prices have come up, and yeah, it's kind of blown my mind, and I'm sure everyone watching the video is also going to be like, what on earth is happening? What on earth is happening? So in front of you, you will see the 151 Pokemon Center exclusive ETB, which I was mentioning beforehand. So obviously it's got the Pokemon Center here. The Snorlax Prominence will have the Pokemon Center sort of logo printed on it. On the right hand side, about towards the bottom, 2 thirds down, whatever you want to call it. So obviously you get more packs in this. It may never be reprinted because Pokemon Center doesn't always do it. And as you can see as we scroll down here, boom, look at this. And there's kind of a theme with 151 at the moment, and I will point it out. But since the beginning, so this skyrocketed literally a year ago. A year ago? What am I talking about? 3 months ago. Let's go back to a year because this has actually been out for yeah, about a year, just over a year now, 151. So as you can see, when it first came out, skyrocketed and dropped down $82. Obviously, you could buy this from the Pokemon Center for, was it £54? So I'm assuming $54. But on the secondary market, it was always going to go for more. Always was. And I thought actually $82, as it were, around the 70 to $80 mark wasn't too bad. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. And it's kind of gained a little bit, I don't know, ebbs and flows. And then, for whatever reason, from about April this year, it's gone up. Now, you could argue it's just not available from the Pokemon Center. You could only get it from, secondary market. So it was naturally going to have a premium to it with the Snorlax promo. And it's just gone slowly up, slowly up. Kind of nothing untoward. And then it gets to about July and it gets a little bump up to 30. And then all of a sudden, you get to August, bumps up even more. Okay. Until, here we go, September 10th, 16th, we'll say. Yeah. So it's got that little bit just here. So I won't put my mouse over it because and then all of a sudden, boom, September 17th, 23rd, it's just gone up literally in 1 month. So we'll go back to the 3 month that we had here, and you kind of see it was a bit flat, going up a little bit, and then boom, September the 18th to 20th. Okay, remember these dates. Okay, September 18th to 21st. Just remember that for the rest of this video when we go look at the other stuff. And all of a sudden, this kind of gradual increase or whatever, zoom, it just goes up, and it's not like people aren't buying it. When we got to here, on according to obviously TCG Player, and I know there's eBay in the UK, there's different sites to track this kind of thing, but look at that, 28 was still sold. More people bought it on TCG Player, apparently 28 items sold compared to the lower prices. Now again, it depends on how many people are selling it and at what prices, etc., but people are still buying it. Now as it's at this price, only 4 have sold, and obviously that's only the recent dates, and it might bring the price down again, but yeah, I don't see this, to me, going much lower ever again than 160, at least for now. Like I said, this at the moment, you'll notice a lot of YouTube are talking about 151, which probably isn't helping the case, and I think as that stops a little bit after Christmas, it will drop. But yeah, just to notice this, so if we go to the 1 month, look at this line, just up, 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 up. And you get spikes in this as well, so it's not as consistent every day. And again, it depends on supply and demand side of things. But you look at it, yeah, it just goes up. So yeah, you look at this and it's like a couple of 1 item sold, boom, 4, 1 item sold, 3, 5, and then 1, 1, 3, 4, and then it starts to get a bit more consistent above 1 every day. And then yeah, you get this huge spike on October the 15th. And I think that's just literally because so many people are talking about it at the moment. If people try and get hands on this, there might be some FOMO. This is what I'm talking about. Don't FOMO into this. Will this go down? Potentially. However, this is probably the one product in the entire list that could never go down. It could always just stay now at this price. I don't think that's the case because since then, although technically the price has gone up, again, supply and demand, people trying to sell it for more than the previous ones, etc., it's started to drop. So I think it will come down a bit. But yeah, this is the one product that will be scarce. I don't see it being reprinted. There's a chance, and if Pokemon do, then they do, and that's great for people like me who never got one of these. But at this point, I wouldn't FOMO into it. I would just say, if you want to invest in this, you're too late. Simply put, if you have the money, spare money, you get a bonus towards Christmas time and you want it for your collection, sure, I still think it's going to come down personally, but don't FOMO into this. Kind of, you've missed a boat on it. But the Pokemon Center 151 ETB is probably the one product that, hey, it's just going to go up. And that is literally supply and demand, basic economics there. So that's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. So next up, we have just the basic ETB. So obviously, was it a couple packs less, 2 packs less, 1 Snorlax promo, and it's obviously doesn't have Pokemon Center printing on it. And we come down to the pricing here. So currently it's looking around the $95 mark. I personally would never pay this much for an ETB, even if it's 151, I just don't see it. I bought 1 or 2 of these when they first came out, and I'm happy with that. And like I said, Costco had these, and you could buy that plus 2 tins for less than what 1 is being sold here. Okay, just want to make sure people are aware of that. This could be reprinted 100% in my eyes, but you go to a year, it dropped naturally when it came out because people realized you can get lots of these. It spiked a little bit, it went up, and then this random sort of here, you see this little curve, it's coming down, did what naturally was going to do, coming back to $64, and then get over to August, similar to like the Pokemon Center one, you get a spike, and it just keeps spiking up, and then again, CD states September 17th to 23rd, you get another spike. So this seems to be spiking. I don't know what news is. I don't know if this was all the Costco stuff came in and people in the secondary market were selling it. Yeah, but demand for this, as you can see, loads at the beginning, naturally, was always going to happen. And then, I'll move my mouse, but as you can see, there's not a lot coming through. And then all of a sudden, demand picks up again, end of July, August, etc. Drops a little bit, demand's picked up again. So, for me, this is a weird one. It keeps spiking. It was always going up a little bit. To me, overvalued, completely overvalued. But lots of people do not think it's overvalued. As you can see, people are still buying this. Apparently 139 was sold at $95. I do think this is a FOMO play personally, and maybe a way of people getting packs, whether they're keeping it sealed or they're opening it for the packs and then trying to sell the packs. But then 9 packs, even if you sell them for $8, you're still not getting 95 out of it, right? So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this. Maybe it's the Snorlax promo that's kind of pushing these up. But I do think this is literally one of those FOMO plays at the moment. So something to bear in mind. I'm not convinced this is a true reflection on the 151 on Pokemon markets. The next product we've got is the UPC. I have one of these. Literally, I can see it to my left over here. I open up one, I believe, on the channel. And I think I gave one away last year for one of the Christmas Day giveaways. That's right, we do giveaways on this channel. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel because there is one coming up. So make sure you're watching the channel, subscribe, notifications on, and you'll hear more about that. We weren't sure what was going on when this first came out. We weren't sure it was going to be like the Charizard UPC, Celebrations UPC, and it was kind of neither. It was kind of in the middle. So we'll go down. Let's go to the 1 year. As you can see, loads of people bought it. It dropped under $100. It was under £100 for ages. It slowly started to pick up, and then even at $120, which is kind of like RRP, 119, I think it was, nothing too bad. You then get to July, and we're seeing the same thing, and then we get a spike into August. Yeah, similar to what we've seen with some of the other stuff. September the 16th, so close to the other things. Boom. September the 17th to 23rd, it's 146. So it is more, but actually go to secondary market with the amount that's out there, that's not too bad, not too bad. 120 sold, and then that date range, boom, it spiked up, and almost $200, essentially $200 people are paying for this. What, 124 items were sold, the range of 165 to 199. It is crazy. Again, we'll just do it to this graph here so you can see it more. Drops a little bit, and then yeah, it just keeps going up 1 month. Just look at this line, September the 24th. Again, so we're talking this sort of date range, and then look at that. UPCs are an interesting one. You don't, sometimes you see them reprinted, sometimes you don't. So this is one to sort of keep an eye on. 100%. You get, was it 16 packs, I believe, in it. Now what? It might even tell me here. 16 packs. It's amazing what happens when you read stuff. One thing that is driving the price up a little bit is FOMO with 151. People getting scared that 151, the reprint and restocks happened, but this didn't get reprinted as such. And the promos are starting to gain some value because people are like, actually, although loads of this is opened, it was the only way to get them in English, and people are like, actually, I want it. Still not convinced. I'm like, I need 2 items were sold at 200. I wouldn't pay $200 for this, or £200. Just wouldn't. I reckon this will drop, and it might go down to like 140, 150. That's kind of what I'm thinking it was sort of the floor of it is at the moment. It's a year old. It's not the easiest product to get. It was always going to be a premium product. So I can see that being the case around $140, $150. But again, it's just interesting to see this, this date range, and then boom, it just skyrockets. So I haven't sensed the theme here. I'll make it obvious for you. This date range in September, this kind of angled graph. Just like that. It's a great product though, and I'm glad I've got one in my seal collection. That's definitely for certain. If I can pick up any more of these in the future when it does drop back down, and I have the money, I will. But obviously, it's quite a lot of money for what it is when there's so much coming out. The next product we're going to look at is such a contentious thing, and the graph on it is all over the place. People's opinions about the restock, the reprint, the scarcity of the product is crazy. So it is, of course, the 151 booster bundle, and like this chart is crazy. Let's go to the 1 year because it is amazing. So, being a specialty set, there are no booster boxes, okay, in English. When this came out, this was the most efficient way and the cheapest way of getting boosters, and it kind of is for a lot of specialty sets. £24, £25, whatever, for 6 boosters of specialty speciality set, one of the best things you could buy. Literally, the moment these went on sale, pre-order, they sold out. Okay, 151 was always going to have that when it comes to these. You don't see that with Shrouded Fable at the moment. This product, however, has had a reprint, restock, however you want to put it. Big news about it. This has been out on the Pokemon Center in 2 or 3 waves after the first one. Granted, you could only buy 1 at a time or 2 at a time, depending. I think 4 at a time was the maximum you could buy at one point. And it went down to 2, and then the recent one, at least in the UK, was just 1. Now, you could do multiple transactions like one, which lots of people did to scalp it, which is a whole nother conversation, scalping Pokemon cards, but hey. So for me, I've never paid more than £24 for these because I've always got them when they first came out in pre-order. I got a load. You've probably seen me open a load. And then when they've come back on the Pokemon Center, I bought them. I've not paid over because I just don't like doing that for these kind of cards when I think, hey, you're probably better off just buying the cards if you want to complete this set. And as it sounds, I've got enough open for the channel. I don't need any more. So as you can see here, when it first came out, you know, all over the place whilst this product was trying to find where its floor and ceiling was, and there was not a true floor and ceiling. It dropped massively in March this year. Might have been a reprint, I can't remember, but clearly there was a lot of supply for it. Great time to buy if you ask me, great time. It then comes back up, and it has like lots of ups and downs, and I think people's sentiment to this product is different compared to, say, the ETBs, the UPCs. It is a cheaper product in general, and especially if you just want booster packs, you know, it's the best product to buy. We ever get to June and it spikes, and this is where it gets a bit weird. It kind of spikes up. You get to that July period, similar to others, where it gets to like its highest. It drops down, spikes back up. Not sure what happened there. Might have been a reprint. This here, beginning of September. This here, beginning of September, from memory, actually was where we did get the chance to buy these on the Pokemon Center, at least in the UK. Might have been actually around here, and it was just a bit of a lag in terms of like the supply and demand. And then we haven't had one for a while. Well, I say a while. Let's face it, within a month, we get to this date again. See, same date range, and boom, it goes back up. So now $50, double the amount when it first came out. Nothing's changed. It's still 6 packs. Still 6 packs of 151. Nothing has changed inside it. But again, people's sentiment towards it is was that the last reprint? Are we going to get any more of these? Are we going to be able to get any more of these? Probably not. You know, and you'll see this one's, as I say, it's a bit random with some of these spikes here. I'm not 100% sure why. And it might just be people cashing in on the small restocks that we've had. But you get to the 1 month and it's similar to everything else. It just fairly flat and then boom, goes up. But like I said, I've already seen sites that are advertising potentially getting this back in stock in the beginning of November. So whether that's a new restock, it was part of the restock that was just being phased, I don't know. Definitely keeping an eye out on all the sort of companies and stores that sell 151 bundles in the next couple of weeks, because I believe there's a chance it's all back on the market again for retail, and it might be the best time. I have a feeling people are going to scalp it. If you miss it, you miss it. If you blink, literally, it's going to be one of those things. However, just keep an eye out. I do see more of these products coming into it. 151 sealed stuff at the moment is crazy. I'm now going to go into one card. I'm not going to go into all the cards in the set, but there's one card in particular in this set which also demonstrates a similar chart to what we've seen, and that is, of course, the secret art rare Charizard. So when this came out, it did fluctuate a bit in price. So if I talk it in pound, between 90 to 120 pound, and I thought at that time, to me, that's a lot for a secret art rare. I'm not a fan of Charizard. I think Charizard's overrated, but I know Charizard is big in the Pokemon community. To be fair, the artwork is pretty cool. The whole Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard line, like, it is great. Like, they did such a good job of this. In fact, you can get it in good packs as well. Absolutely amazing. So, in a sense, like, fair price, 90 to 120. It's probably the best card in the set outside of promos, etc. Then as we scroll down, anyone recognize this chart anywhere? So, if we go to the 1 year again, as I said, so in the UK, like, it was around 190 to 120 pounds, so obviously dollars. Lots at the beginning, and it's kind of stayed flat. We'll just say in this, I know there's lots of ups and downs, as you can see in it. And the lowest here was 102. So yeah, about £80 it might have been at some point. But it was never good in it. This is a premium card. Just look at this. This is amazing, okay? And did I think it was going to go up in price? Of course I did. And you could kind of see actually from that, again, it fluctuates up and down, but essentially it goes in a nice line like this, just up. Back to 120, back to what it was. In August, it goes up to 27. You go, okay, that's fine. That's doable. You know? Okay, here we go. 123, September 16th. See that date again? And zoom. Okay, literally what? September 16th. Within a month, look how much it's just gained. Is that $80? It is crazy. Just goes to those 3 months just to prove it's the same sort of thing. In fact, it's probably a steeper curve up. And in 1 month, it's gained 58%. As you can see, it's starting to come back down. And it's like a nice little curve here. Whether that flat lines goes down again, not 100% sure. But people are still buying. 39 items sold, around 140 to 250. No, it's even got here high sale price of $300 for a raw card of this. Just the raw version of it, okay? I don't actually have this card yet, so I'm kind of like, please drop in price. Maybe I'll open it. Maybe one day. This is skyrocketing price, and actually quite a harsh month. Like I said, from this date, it's probably a symptom of 151 as a set with like the sealed stuff, etc. and what people are thinking, and therefore being the best card in the set. It's Charizard. It's a secret art rare. It is amazing art. Everyone loves Charizard for some reason. Don't ask me why. Maybe something to do with Ash back in the day. Who knows? But this price, I'm not convinced. I'm glad it's coming back down. Will I ever see it? Do I think it's ever going to be $124 again? Maybe not. It might be $140 to $150 card. Sort of like as this goes back down. I'll talk about that in a second. And then the next thing that's happened with this in particular is actually the grading. So I'm going to talk about PSA 10 here. I know there are other grading out there. I know in the UK we like Ace grading, and I really do like Ace grading. Maybe I'll get a code one day with them. However, I want to go into the grading because this site is got like most recent eBays, etc. Got the ungraded here. So sure, 168. PSA 10, it's got here $600. Okay, 600. So if I go to the PSA 10, here, so beginning of October, 375. Now this was even less than that. It was around like 250. So basically, the grade 9.5 price and grade 9 is what grade 10 was. Maybe at like 350. Look at the prices it's going for now. This is on eBay, obviously. I think this takes it from it. Yeah, eBay prices sold. Okay. 640, 648, 612, 715, 680. Why is it just basically doubled in price? And this happened within a month. Not many cards see this. Yeah, I just don't quite understand how the PSA 10 price for this has jumped up to such a ridiculous price. What makes it worse is the value of a card will only ever be a perceived value, right? I might think it's only worth £50, but if someone else thinks it's worth £715, then they're going to buy a £715, and obviously that's what sets the price. Okay, to me, this card's going to come down, and I reckon it'll be around the 400 mark. Like, it will never go down to, like, there's so many of these out on the market as well. I think the population report is like 9,000 of these, maybe more. I can't remember, but the fact is, 715 for this. I think 750. I think it has been seen. Obviously the UK and US site is slightly different. So in the UK we might see it slightly lower. In the US, people are more willing to buy the graded cards at a bigger price, and there's more money in poker. That being said, it's crazy what's happened, and that to me kind of sums up 151 at the moment. Doubling in price, literally 150% in a month is crazy. It'd be interesting to see what happens with 151 in a year's time. So you have it. 151 is going bananas at the moment. Let me know if you've been able to get any of these cards. Let me know if you get any of these products. What are your thoughts on the whole market situation, especially regarding Pokemon 151, the Scarlet and Violet era? Like I said, I see these prices coming down. You can never truly time the market, so make sure you don't FOMO. Make sure you can only buy what's in your means. And if you want to see more card discussions, more card openings, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and make sure you check out this video right here.